enlightened or the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dhakinis, the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of a Bodhisattvas. As Buddhas, blessed enlightenment, and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta and applying myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached by the merit of Janaras and other good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings boundless as the sky have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in calamity, free from attachment and aversion. So I'm going to chant the 7-lamp prayer Tibetan. Chenye sadai soje jete na te son shepa meye singe gen na ge ma le de da dam je la le da nga ye da we sa je wo zang bo je pe mo lai do dai ge jar wai dam je ye je ngong son de 先个的年来来都把耶加外跟拉拉的上子喽，德尔杰的那德尔涅上杰那上杰世界为那有巴达，也达拉杰杰也那马里巴当杰加外达克干瓦尔梅。 Te dang a pai me se jom so na yang je yen lai jom so tra ken ji jar wai ken je yon te rab je je de wa rai shi pa dam je da ge do me to dam ban chen wa dam ba da sen ye nan dai so be dong jo da mar me jo da do be dam ba ye Yarwa de da la ne je bara je na za dam ba nam da in jem yo da sim pur ma ra nyam ba da ko ba je bara ba me jo gen je yarwa de da la ne je bara je cho ba ga na la ne ja je wa de da yarwa dam je la yang me Zamboy July de be do dai ge Yarwa gen lai Samsara chu paraje do jai she dai do mo wang gen le dang a dai de ye ye ji ja de pa da ge ji pa jin je pa de da dam je da ge so so ra ya so je yarwa gen da san je se Ranjara nam da lo da ma la da ro ai gen je so na gang la ya te da gen je je sa da ye ran chan ai so je je de ro me da san cho ren ba ra san je ma cha ni ngum pa de da da ge tam je la ko lo la na me ba go war ko Nyang ne da wa ra yi me de da la ro wa gen la pin jen de ve ser kar ba yen ge der nye yo ba ya da ge da mo ra ja ra so ra je san zi wa da in chu jen sha ba da ji se ye ran go jen so ra ye te wa jun se da ge je sa ba 唐杰走北上九千后，三界北界受限没多长，日然灵界涅的金般的，三界显拉美的普瓦耶，若根南大显的结瓦的修，各所用作拉美所能拉。 是乃上孙的业业经求，大力龙觉南塞永业啦， La me joga ngro zar de zo re na mendra la benza mang samandra zawar na zamaye a hong jam den je do me zam len je cha ve dong song yong la ja se me jar wai dor je chang pa je den go be sha lan de Te da de sam je chu le mi, sin je lo je du je je, nian ge men ba sar ne jiang, sem zhi zha ra de do ba ra sin je lo, sim je nam je sam ba dang, lo ye se zha je da war, che chong de mo de ba ye, chi jeng ko lo gor de so gang ge lo zhe zhen ye zhen zhe ren ye da ra nam da ra sa wa jie nie dong gen jie yen se nie jie du ga len wang zhen gang dai si be zong ra ma re men da dong a ra niu ge jie nie jian ze ra zhe nam do ne da jian sa jian da Yonde le zo jar se ke ja cha ja dan ju nye jen da lo men sar chu lan de ong araba sana 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 de ong araba ong araba sana de 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 ong Owarabazanade, Wange Shoromo, Wange Shoromo, Wange Shoromo, Wange Shoromo, Wange Shoromo, Wange Shoromo, Wange Shoromo. Yone Gelen Changwabo, Yishe Jome Rabden Bar, Jede Demo Mesarwa, Jambar Yang La Zanzerdo. Tangge du jie xia jie rui sen zhong yin jie me de de jie bong jie ba si re jie long bo da wu re ji pe xia jie jie bei xia la yu san ze du jie jian jie de lo na ru da ma ba me lai ji jie gan bo ba pa mo zhi ba jie wai di gong bei Ba ju la ma na la zo rwa de ne je je ye je o da ne de son san je gen je o ne ra zen je gen o san dong ze be Sabe lama nam lai zorwa de. Good morning, everyone. Good evening. So now we're going to share the teaching from yesterday. Continue. So this we don't have a page number. The 1, 2, 3, 4. I think page 4. Okay, so now what you shared yesterday is in this prayer. This we use now. Okay, that's good. Helps lots voice. So this is called Samantabhadra prayer. Samantabhadra prayer is a relative level practicing and absolute true level practicing. These have two ideas, okay? So relative level, we are ordinary being. Samantabhadra means like unbeginningless time, Buddha, never deluded one. So Nyima tradition called Penda Zambo, Samantabhadra, Kaju tradition we call Buddha Vajradhara. So unbeginning, never deluded, called Promoter Buddha, Dharmakaya state. And then, so from the Dharmakaya, arising Sambhonakaya, Sambhonakaya rising Nirmanakaya. So manifestation through Dharmakaya, then many, Sambhonakaya emanation rising. Sambhonakaya is 100 deities. So called 42 peaceful Yidam deity, 58 Raj for Yidam deities. So that's always a Sambhonakaya emanation. Source is Dharmakaya, Samantabhadra or Buddha Vajradhara. And there is 100 deities also rising to again, and many emanations called Nirmanakaya. So that's the the teaching and prayer, the relative level. Absolute true idea is Samantabhadra means our own nature mind. Okay, so we our own nature is actually never deluded. It's always there, never lost, and always present, clear, free from all the conceptual thoughts. It's called no duality, dharma, the nature we have. So the nature is we call Sambhonakaya. The Samantabhadra, the nature we have, the nature. Okay, so long as you realize the nature, so rising 5 wisdoms, and then 5 wisdom emanates. Is called 5 Buddha. 5 wisdoms rising to 5 Buddha. And then this wisdom, 5 wisdoms more emanates. And then goes to 100 deities. So 5 Buddhas become 5 families, more emanation rising to 100 deities. So these all the deities, not somewhere else. It's all these Sambhonakaya deities, so usually we, in the Buddhist tankas we have. So that's always within us and not somewhere else. But we know knowing that, we don't recognize that. The why we know knowing that, why we know recognize that, because due to our body obscuration, speech obscuration, mind obstacles, and due to negative karma and delusions. So that's the reason we didn't recognize. So long as we don't recognize, then we don't recognize the Samantabhadra within ourselves, Dharmakaya we don't recognize. And then we don't recognize 5 Buddha family, we don't recognize 100 deities within us. So then what happens is delusion rising. Delusion, so then all the 100 deities rising to all these appearances in pure perception rising. So that's why this teaching, in pure perception or transform to pure Yidam deities perception. So have another something, special solution for all these delusions. So that's why this yesterday what we talked is we have nature ripa. So the nature ripa, if long as recognize, and you can hold the nature ripa, you can be in that state, nature ripa. So we are Buddha, and recognize we are Buddha. And then nature ripa is rising to 5 wisdom. The 5 wisdom emanates many wisdoms. So all these deities, 100 deities rising from our own emanation, rising from our own natural Rupa. So that's is yesterday what I explained is more talk about where this 5 Buddhas come from, 5 family, and then where is this 100 deities come from? So then where is the so many Nirmanakaya emanations source come from? So all this go back to source is natural Rupa, and that's the we yesterday explained. So today is going to the where is the samsara source? Okay, where is the delusion come from? Source. So that's we going to explain here. And this we don't have page number. Is page actually the reality page 4. Is actually we finished it yesterday page 4. So in the page 4, the end of the my emanation are ceaseless means like my emanation means our own natural Ripa, their emanation, and are engaged in countless conceivable ways. And then many divorced emanations rising for benefit others. So page 5, beginning, wherever there is one to be termed, a display whereas form. So then when you ready to term means like ready to liberate someone, then the Buddha is effort to the emanations effort to different form bodies liberating them. Okay, so that's why here wherever there is one to be termed a display whereas forms means the Nirmanakaya form is rising benefit for others, diversity ways benefit others, not only the like Buddhist spiritual teacher, not only human beings form body, so these Buddhas and according to benefit for others due to for the something karma connection rising, effort to many diversity form body, maybe animals form body. Okay, so diversity form body will benefit for others. So this has lots of stories too. Buddha Shakyamuni, he take form body for fish, feed for whole village and benefit for them. And Buddha Shakyamuni, he taught many diversity form body to help other beings, liberate them, benefit for them. So that's this idea. And the Dharmakaya rising, Sambhavanakaya rising, Nirmanakaya go to many diversity form body benefit for others. By the compassionate prayer of my enlightened mind, may all sentient beings of the 3 realms be liberated through the 6 steps of being paths. So then aspiration is may all sentient beings, in the 3 realms, desire realm, form realms, formless realms, called 3 realms, be liberated through the 6 steps of being's paths. 6 steps is, hell realm beings, hungry gods, animal realms. There's 3 is called 3 lower realms. And then we have 3 higher realms is human beings and jealousy gods and the gods realms, so called 3 higher realms. These 6 realms, steps of beings path. So that's aspiration prayer, Buddha's liberating all these beings from the 6 realms. That's we talk about all this Yadam deity and the Nirmanakaya source come from, benefit for others. So now next is where Samsara, delusion beings come from. Delusion beings, in the beginning, beings were deluded. In the beginning means like actually they don't really have beginning. And we call unbeginning. So think about it, like 24 hours, it's like this. Which one is beginning? No, they don't have beginning. Or cyclic existing means no beginning there. So talk about we have one day, 24 hours, which hours beginning, which hours end. We don't have like which hours first, which hours last one. It's called cyclic existence. Okay, so that's the samsara. And then unbeginningless means like actually like the no like beginning, and then we already deluded, it just kept going, you know. And then think about when we take birth, until now we like this, okay, deluded. And then think about this year, we just like every country has a different kind of New Year due to different traditions, because times not really exist. New Year also not truly exist. So that's why, you know, different country has different New Years. And then, you know, according to, you know, our own New Year, starting that day and like this, still existence. So people think New Year is so important, auspicious days. Actually, nothing is auspicious day, nothing is bad days, reality, truly. Just everything we create, we making these things, you know. In Tibetan culture, the New Year comes, people so exciting, and then create like what time wake up, what time have to do things like something, which food first eat, and which one is first go in the offering, something like so much organized. And I thought it's really crazy. You know, this New Year is we just making everything our own delusion create, not really exist there. You know, we have to do every moment, you know, auspicious. Every single day we have to create good things, not the New Year day something rising there. It's always deluded and create just our conceptual idea, thoughts. Okay, so then New Year, due to like according to your tradition, first day to enter end of the year is cyclic existence. Okay, and then 1 month we say, okay, we say like first day, and then 30th, cyclic existence. That's also we create perception mentality, because the reason is, you know, according to different calendar, the first day is not same. You know, some calendars, you know, is we have a Western calendar, first day mostly okay people follow. But other tradition, that day is maybe 20th or 25th or last day of the month. So it's we all create everything. No right and no true there. So it's already they're always deluding. And then this one you have to bring, we have to bring to really, you know, in the 1 day example. 1 day is we cyclic existence, deluded. And so think about when you wake up morning. When you wake up morning, what it says here in the beginning beings are deluded is where awareness did not arise from the ground. So when you conscious waking up, you know, in your sleeping morning waking up, so you know waking up, your conscious is not rising from the ground. Okay, not rising from the ground means the ground is emptiness. Ground is awareness and free from delusions. So that's the ground, the reality, truth. Okay, and when you wake up, mind not stay in that ground state, truth state. Mind when you're waking up already chasing the delusion, external things. So when you wake up, no rising, nature ripa. Actually, there's a nature ripa is there, but no recognizing. You know, you waking up momentarily, your mind is already deluded. So what is arising when you wake up? I and the self. Then, as long as you have I and the self, then there is others. Your mind is we call conscious. Conscious means subject and object. So your mind ready to external chasing is you have already object. then your subject, your mind. See, that's called deluded. And we can be King example Samantabhadra every day. How can we King example Samantabhadra every morning? Only the very high level meditators, when they're waking up state is, mind is no create conceptual thoughts. Okay, in that state, waking up, and then meditators can hold that awareness state, and then the wakes up, the mentally, like if we physically, but mind not chasing, not deluded anything for external things. Mind is always be in that state. Yesterday I talked to you about is our selfie, right? Selfie, taking the picture. Okay, your mind awareness taking selfie, your own mind, and camera is not turning to out, and then you'll be in that state. So that's called kind of example, Samantabhadra. But we don't do that. When you wake up, we're deluded. And then when you go for sleep, also when you go sleep, it's all this five senses dissolving to this ground conscious. Okay, and then very short momently, no any thoughts, pure mind, like you kind of die, sleep, right? You lose conscious, gone. And before that, dissolving everything, but 100% gone, and then momently have this ground is rising. Okay, so who recognizes this ground is rising? Then that person, when they die, liberated in the death pardon. The go sleep is the same as death. Okay, so for sleep, and they all dissolving your conceptual thoughts, then the momently grown, this ripa is rising, but usually people don't recognize gone. Okay, then that means like if we don't recognize that means we cannot liberate in the death pardon. So then when you wake up, you don't recognize the nature, this ground, so that means we cannot liberate in the reality pardon. Reality pardon is so mind and bodies become separate, and bodies when we die, the mind is become unconscious 3 days. So then mind is waking up. So waking up is rising this ground. So same as the morning you waking up, rising this ground, but then like morning we don't recognize, we cannot hold this ground and true nature, and then same when in the reality part we also cannot liberate. So that's so see we deluded means when we starting deluding. This is a very beautiful teaching. So we always think why I'm here, why we deluded, why we are stuck in samsara. So samsara nirvana is within our own mind state. Your mind is deluded, fixation to external things is called samsara. When your mind shut down all these external delusions things, and you be in your own mind state, recognize it itself, it's called nirvana. So nirvana samsara is within our mind, depending. Long as you don't recognize unawareness is called samsara. Recognize unawareness is called nirvana, enlightened states. So that's the most important, the Dzogchen, teaching the essence of that. The enlightened means also in our own mind states. Samsara also our own mind, this states, momently, we have to recognize. So then, as you know, recognize another, what happens is when we go for sleep, the first sleep, mosquito recognize, okay, when this ground is rising. So you ready to go sleep and like thought is dissolving. And the mosquito comes, right? So mosquito can bother in that state. You know, mosquito knows you're going to like all these sensations use dissolving. Then mosquito also has mind. You know, he knows what to do because he's another level very clever. So he want to eat you. Mosquito want to eat you, so he don't want to get hurt. Okay, mosquito also has feeling, scared. So then he knows when you ready to eat. So conscious is dissolving all these senses. Then mosquito comes, and that moment is actually grown is rising moment. And there are many meditator practitioner has visuals of the Yadam. In rising is that moment. In that moment, then you know really deluded and the sleeping delusion. You're not waking 100% in this, you know, conceptual state. And then many, you know, meditator practitioners different visions rising in that moment. So that's the here is the, you know, awareness did not rise from the ground. Means like we don't know that. Then what happened? Completely forgetful. They fell into oblivion. Oblivion. I don't know how to read this. Oblivion. Means like kind of a not clear mind, right? It's more drawness mind. Okay, so it's a thing about we have this light box, and if you don't turn on the switch, right? Switch. If you don't turn on, the light is not the shining. So even you don't know where they are. You know, like some if really dark, you don't recognize where they are. So same like that. You know, the awareness is same as a switch. Turn on. Like awareness, switch turn on your ripa. The light bulb like is shining. You know, same like that. When you have awareness, your mind is the same as turn on the light. And when we don't have awareness, like our awareness is like even light is there, but you don't turn on. You turn off, right? You turn off this light. So that's the kind of like this idea, you know, similar. Then completely forgetful, they fell into oblivion. That ignorance was the cause of their confusion. So then that's the no knowing. Ignorance means like you don't turn on the light. It's kind of like no seeing, no clear. So that's the ignorance. Like when you don't have awareness, seeing your own mind. Unawareness is called ignorance. That's the causes of the confusion. So then that's, you know, not seeing itself, then confusion. From that, grasping and pride arose. Then from there, you know, like the conscious is like arising to, you know, object. So then chasing the object. The confusion from that grasping and the pride arose. Their fearful knowledge become disturbed. Then, of course, you know, like rising follow the object, and then object, you know, like you will have attachment and fixation or heat-treated objects. So this emotion rising, actually fixations rising, grasping. So fixation, grasping is rising. Then that is the source of our fears. Fear is also rising. Their fear for knowledge, you see, become disturbed. Then from that come the dualistic notion of self and other as enemy. So then you fixation to external things, mind become, we have subject and object, you know, and attached to our self and hatred to others. So this emotions rising. Then that through habitual patterns in stages, so that goes more strong and strong. They enter into the mouth of samsara, then go to single existence samsara. So this is very beautiful explain. The, you know, of course right now mind is very strong already, these fixation things. You cannot really go into very subtle level to waking up, deluded experience. You don't get it that way. But first morning, you know, when you wake up, mind is in the more in the natural ground, but not knowing that. And then not knowing is ignorance, not knowing it itself is ignorance. And then dullness, fugi, and then not knowing the true nature, and then rising, and the self. So then, momentarily, you mind already, you know, picked up external objects. That's called deluded. And then fixation on external things, like we attached to already, because due to our habit, we attached to already our loved ones. And then if you have something hatred ones, momentarily the thing that rising, you know, fears, angers rising for that. So that's patterns, like kind of a habitual, very strong, we create already many lifetimes. So that's why it's easy to go to, you know, external this delusion is go that rising delusions. Then enter into the mode of samsara, then go to samsara. From that, the 5 poisons of affliction grow stronger. Then 5 afflictive emotions become more strong, rising. First, when your mind is deluded, very soft because it's karmic imprints only. But then that goes more strong and strong. 5 poisons of affliction grow stronger. So what is stronger is then ignorance become very strong, attachment is more strong, anger is strong, and ego, pride, jealousy. So these 5 afflictive emotions grow stronger. Their karma from the 5 poisons become unceasing. So then 5 afflictive emotion is the source of the negative karma. So we have to say, like, what is negative karma? What is the good karma? Something source is 5 afflictive emotion, then the result is called negative karma. So without this 5 afflictive emotion, that whatever you do something is called positive karma we create. Okay, so the negative karma, you know, source is 5 afflictive emotion. Then they create all these 6 realms. Their karma from the 5 poisons become unceasing. Therefore, the basis of a sentient being, confusion. So then we get confusion. So this afflictive emotion projecting 6 realms. In their forgetfulness and ignorance. So really the source is in the forgetfulness and ignorance is the source of the also 5 afflictive emotion. Which one is more source, beginning? Is ignorance, not knowing, you know, nature rebirth, and ignorance. Then by the aspiration prayer of me, the Buddha, so our aspiration, may all beings recognize their own awareness. We aspiration is we wishing every single being recognize own true nature Ripa. So, not like relatively level this aspiration prayers. Aspiration prayer. We recognize our prayer. I recognize my own nature Ripa. I pray for others recognize their own nature Ripa. The absolute truth is, we are Samantabhadra. So these prayers come rising from not relative level actually, non-duality, dharma-dharma state. If we do this prayer perfectly, we have to stay our own awareness, true nature state. Then you are in your own true nature state. Sharing this aspiration prayer is become I am King the Zambo means I am the Samantabhadra. Then this prayer for all other beings. Then these prayers are truly powerful and benefit Buddha. So may all beings recognize their own awareness. Then another is here is we have these two different, two different ignorance, like kind of like dullness. So this could become very strong as Okay, so here says the co-emerging ignorance at the birth. The co-emerging ignorance is like baby has. Okay, when baby born, then there has this co-emerging ignorance at the birth. It means when they're born, they're looking to, breast, or say mother have to give breast. Yeah, so that's they have this like karmic imprints, and so then they don't know many things. Your babies become more actually less delusion and fixation. The more present moment. They don't chasing the past thoughts, future thoughts, but that has some karmic imprint on, they do something, that follow by their own karmic imprints when they take birth. Human beings, baby, they follow human beings, what they need. And animals, babies, they follow animals like, karmic imprints. So that is true co-emerging ignorance at birth. Okay. In the distracted knowing, liking, mindfulness, they're not really knowing the mind true nature, but less distraction. And mind is more present, less fixation, anything. They don't chasing past thoughts, they don't chasing future thoughts. They're only chasing this present, when hungry, momently cry. And you feed them, they're okay, they don't think about the next food. And they don't think about yesterday I'm hungry, something. They don't have these ideas. So that's I'm mindful, not knowing true, but still not really strong dualistic. And then when we grow up, what happens? Importing means like we put lots information for them. So this is called importing unawareness, ignorance. So what we importing due to different culture. So then we put different, importing is baby don't know, okay, this mala is amber. They just see yellow color, okay? Then we say, oh, this amber is a very precious object, very good. And then already importing them. They see the gold, just see the yellow color gold. They don't know it's important, but we important for the mind. The gold is so precious object and valuable, expensive. They already important the mind. So that's we put more, dualistic things for create for them. So our traditional mothers, parents, they put more these things for us. Okay, the same we put for others. So reality truly, goal is if one day in the whole world say no value, all the country agree the goal is no value. What happened? Then same is like just a piece of wood. Piece of wood like kind of same, same just regular objects, nothing important become. Because that is called important. Do you understand? So that's why goals go up and down the value. Dollars go up and down because we create important idea. Stock market is important idea, up and down. Okay, so these things are awareness ignorance. No reality, no truth. So time schedule also, time is also incorrect too. And the US Congress control the time. Okay, they can change the time. So that means time is not reality, true, exist, but important idea. So that's called unawareness ignorance. And then due to that is the grasping of duality, self and others. So then fixation, like duality means, okay, and in US we change the time, then, like next day you wake up, even actually yesterday, 10 a.m. is already 11 a.m. next day. That's called then you tell, oh, it's already 11. Your mind is already fixation because you look to your watch, and the watch is already changed. Timing is changed. Then that's called the is the grasping of dualities and self and others. So then I and others. So that's create all this samsara souls. Those two co-emerging. So now we have these two co-emerging. One is when you take birth, you have karmic imprints. We take birth, human being have human beings karmic imprints, and then important ignorance. We put something more, due to cultural idea. This two comes together, are the root of sentient beings confusion. Then we get a confusion. By the prayer of the Buddha, so the prayer. May all sentient beings in the cycle of existence, the cyclic of existence, awaken from the darkness of unmindfulness. So our aspiration is free from that delusion, conceptual, and purify the dualistic grasping awareness. Purify the dualistic, like subject and object is dualistic grasping awareness. May they recognize the intrinsic nature of awareness. Aspirations like recognize our own intrinsic awareness, knowing itself. So mind recognize itself, knowing it is truth. Dualistic mind is dropped. Okay, so that's the aspiration. Another, the one the way we get this, fixations become strong and strong, and the dualistic becomes strong and strong, and then we have this very strong dualistic emotions rising due to that way. No, we wishing the free from that, knowing the, recognize our own nature. And then next verses is the dualistic mind is dropped. So it's more explained kind of dualistic mind means dropped, not knowing what is right, what is wrong, which give rise to subtle attachment. First, very subtle attachment rising. Habituate tendencies gradually develop, then goes strong and strong. What happened? Into craving for food, wealth, clothing, dwellings, and companions. So then we attach to all the need is become want. Okay, so fixation, dualistic becomes strong and strong. Then the five senses, pleasure and affliction, friends. So five senses object, consciousness is attached to form, eye consciousness attached to the form, air consciousness attached to the song, and nose consciousness is attached to the smell, tongue consciousness attached to the taste, body consciousness is attached to senses. So there's five. Then, uh, uh, so senses, pleasure, and affection, friends. Then go to the, like this my friend, is my enemy, he treated once, my country, other country. So all these dualistic concepts become strong, lead to desire, then that lead to the desire and attachment, causing suffering. Then through that we get suffering. We can use these five senses through very beautiful joy way, but if fixation attached to these five senses, then we are become same as like someone don't know how to swim and stuck in the waves. So then suffering. So that's the same as attachment fixation. And so we take the airplane, go through the turbulence. So you stuck in the turbulence. That's the same as like this, we stuck in the senses. You can above the turbulence, airplane, you can look down, all clothes is down there. So you can see clothes very beautiful. And shapes, colors is extremely beautiful and nice. If you know stuck in there, same, as long as you're not stuck, attached to all these five senses, these five senses actually, all is become very beautiful and you can use, enjoy. But the problem is with fixation attached to that, then we are, extreme suffering in the suffering, causes of suffering. These are the delusion of the world. And with no end to grasping and clinging, then it's never end, grasping and clinging. We know, when you wake up morning until you go for sleep, do you end your desire? No, never end desire. Okay, when you wake up morning, keep going again desire. So cyclic existence, no grasping and clinging. When the fruit of attachment wrappings, then this fixation, grasping is never end, and then they create a very strong attachment, and then this projecting, this wrapping, this karma wrapping, attachment wrapping. When the fruit of attachment wrappings, one is born as hungry ghost, tormented by curving. So think about where is a hungry ghost come from? Source. Okay, hungry ghosts come from sources. What we need, we have, but we never satisfy. We want. Okay, so you need one house. I want two houses. Maybe you need two houses. Okay, then I want 5 houses. And you have 5 houses. I want 10 houses. So like that, your fixation grasping become more strong. You have 100 houses. Oh, I need, more than that. This 100 house is not enough because I want every country has a house. Every beach, where is the good place? I need a house. So each city I need a house. See, think about that. Then you need a large house. Then you have like calling houses. Enough. I want to have like 10,000 guest house something. That's you curving this glass is growing. So then, due to that desire attachment, even you have a 100 house example, someone is homeless. And you can share one house for that person you never share. Okay. Then someone has very tiny house. You want to take that. So you want to rebirth again. I want to get to space because I want to do something, you know, that. Or maybe the house is in the too close to my house. I need to get that out. So that desire, you take others, even there has small things. And that current create, then when we die, what happened? It's called hungry ghost. Because we create hungry ghosts. Hungry ghost means they, you know, no food, no drinks, like eons. It's some meditator, the practitioner has this experience, hungry ghost experience. They're seeing hungry ghost suffering. Then they explain, you cannot pain, okay? It's the body is huge. Especially stomach is too big, and you can put anything in the stomach. It's huge. The throat is too tiny, very tiny. It's too tiny. So like tiny, have to carry all this big stomach, and then how can fit through the very tiny the throat? Cannot go through the food there. So desire is so strong. They want to drink whole ocean, but cannot drink. Okay, they want to eat everything, but cannot eat anything. So then that's the hungry ghost experience, and they take like that kind of beings from body. And then there has many diversity of hungry ghosts, not only one. Some hungry ghosts wanted to drink water, and they heard all the waterfalls songs, and they get there, it's already completely dried, no water, because perceptions changed, you know, coming in perception change. So that's the extremely suffering is called when the flow of attachment rapids. One is born as a hungry ghost, tormented by current, experience birth, hunger, thirsty, and yearning. So we, when we meditate, we think this is suffering and generate compassion for these beings. So a rising compassion for these beings, we can purify this karma. So that's why compassion is powerful purification. Why we have to think these beings suffering? Because you think these beings suffering, then a rising compassion, you don't want to be in that place. Then you can find a solution. So that's why we sometimes cultivate this hungry ghost suffering. The hungry ghost plus many diversity beings. And who's more odd number? Human beings more or hungry ghosts more? Hungry ghosts is more odd number, the 1,000 times human beings. Okay? So that's the hungry ghost. The hungry ghost means diversity beings. Even, human beings who have so strong desire, that is, even human being from body is already hungry ghost. When they die, readily take happening this coming into rapid for the body. Some is a hungry ghost, and in the human being, no food, no drink. And I saw some videos like a couple of years ago in Africa. The kid is already 15 years old, but size is like 3 or 4 years. They cannot stand and walk because leg is already dry and no food. And they're still surviving, still. So people seeing them is like extremely sad and suffering, many people crying. So seeing them extremely suffering. So that's called hungry ghost form already in the human body. But that is like actually purifying their karma, hungry ghost. But then who has talking about 1,000 house, still they want to take others. So that creates a hungry ghost cause karma. They're going to take the rare hungry ghosts in the ram to birth. So that's why we, have to pray for hungry ghosts. Is anything like something rising this in the mind, have to hold awareness, ripa, seeing, recognize what's going on in your mind. And then I yesterday tell you, you use your selfie camera is like use your mindful awareness use your, to use your mind for recognize what is going on in your mind. So that's the, in this prayer, most important is like purification for hungry ghost karma. Hungry ghosts tormented by karma experiences birth, hunger, thirsty, and yearning by the aspiration prayer of Buddha. So then also we chant aspiration prayer. May all beings with attachment and desire not abandon their journey, not accept attachment and desire and new. So then when we have to use this practice. How to use practice? When desire arising, okay, our mind desire arising, don't get rejecting your desire. Rejecting is okay some levels, but if you go to more this higher level practice, you cannot rejecting negative desire. No rejecting. So may all beings with attachment desire not abandon their longing. Then no accepting, okay, attachment and desire are new, like you don't take it. If you take, then we have become create hungry gods. You're accepting. If you're rejecting, you cannot become, create the desire, you cannot transform. So you just reject desire, then is you don't create a negative karma, hungry gods, but you don't create enlightenment yourself. So that's why we don't rejecting, no accepting, attachment, desire new. What do we have to do but realize awareness? Recognize desire is rising awareness. It is own place, means seeing desire, your mindful awareness, capture your desire. Seeing, recognize is locked your awareness, the all desire is release itself, dissolve itself. So you don't have to do anything, solution, something, remove the desire. Just recognize your mind awareness, seeing desire, you hold your awareness, desire die itself, release itself. So that means then desire is called transform to wisdom. So may the attain promoter wisdom beyond concepts. So attain promoter wisdom. So promoter wisdom is like really, we're talking about the ripa, awareness. Then it's really rising. So desire, if long as you have ability to recognize, if long as you have ability to hold that, transform, then this desire create promoter wisdom beyond concepts. So that's the highest level you transform a desire. And hungry gods, the energy is you transform to promoter wisdom. It's called, create ripa. So that's a way, in this teaching, as long as you have this teaching, you have to recognize how to release desire. Then regarding the appearance of external objects, subtle fear and knowledge arise. So due to see is external object, then your object is not always pleasant. Object you can get frightening fear and knowledge arise. From habituation to aversion, then we have this karmic imprint where is something, like know something create you, where is subtle fear create you, and then that growing strong and strong. So the fear is become rising to hostility, violence, and killing. They become, the who has fears. Then they think, oh, you're going to get me. So then I'm going to get them. So already created this, fighting, killing things, rising. So that's the source of the war. War is who created the war, the person has fear first. And attachment, ignorance, fear. And then the fear created this, giving rise to hostility, violence, and killing. They weighing the fruit of hatred wrappings. So then that karma is wrappings. What happened? One is born in here, experience burning and torment. So the creator, the here is like, of course, when the Buddha enlightened being explained hair means like, all the time in the burning in fire and all frozen. Two things. The burning, mentally or physically is extremely suffering. And the frozen is the whole body is become like, frozen is not just frozen, hold like this, frozen and explosion. So that's kind of being, many beings have suffering. Where this source come from? No, very beautiful explain here. Okay? It's very powerful. So they will create this killing, others. And human being, like even right now we are human being already created. Ours, the person itself is harem. Think about in the war, who stuck in the war, the armies are actually already in this harem place. Because they're injuring, they're killing each other, they're suffering extremely. Then, okay, their other enemy, they cope them, where they put in the jail, the torture, okay, extremely suffering. So that's the, human beings created the harem place. That karma, where it goes, who created that, the karma goes to harem, another, karma brain rising. So when the fruit of heat wrappings, one is born in here, experience burning and torment. But the aspiration, prayer of the Buddha. So we recognize this extremely suffering, burning, and frozen suffering. So knowing that suffering, and we have to generate a compassion for them. So long as you generate a compassion for them, the power of compassion will purify harem's negative karma. We created harem negative karma many lifetimes, so we purify their karma, power of compassion. Then when this anger is rising, what do we have to do? So may all beings of the sixth round, when intense hatred arises, no reject it. So we don't reject anger, but release it into its own place. Means no rejecting anger, no accepting anger. What we have to do, recognize anger. And then awareness capture the anger. Anger itself is groundless, rootless, okay? It itself is called emptiness. So anger is die itself. As long as you hold awareness, your mindful awareness, anger is die itself, release itself. So that means anger is become transformed. Recognize awareness as it is. Then may the attain luminous promote wisdom. So that recognize anger, release anger itself is called luminous promote wisdom. We call mirror-like wisdom. The wisdom is very powerful. Its anger is transformed to mirror-like wisdom. So then next one, from pride in one's own mind. So this is the ego. And the competitive mind towards others. Then arise arrogance and conceit. Then engaging in disputes and suffering. Result of the karma wrappings certainly are born as gods who experience loss and death. So the ego, ego pride creates God's realm. The God's realm is like cyclic existence goes like this. Okay, so we say like 24 hours. Which one is the 24 hours? Which is the last one? Okay, the example, the day 30th. Okay, first day, month example day followed by day. Okay, day 30th and the first day is connected, right? Okay, so these two is connected, and so the last day is the 30th. So day one go to all the way 30th. Our conceptual, okay, day 30th is last one. So that's the same is the God's realm. God's realm is like the highest one in the Samsara. Okay, the God's realm is the next connection to her, first day. Okay, the 30th day is connection to the zero, like example first go to. So that means God's realm is falling to where? Here, see? Okay, so have to go back to again starting here, and so that's why here see. And the competitive mind towards other arising arrogant and conceit, engaging in disputes and suffering. When the result of that karma happens, certainly are born as gods who experience dawn, fire, and death. Dawn fire means going down to the hell realms. So that's the asram, suffering. And then when the result of the karma, okay, death. So then our aspiration, by the power of my aspiration, prayer as Buddha, may all beings who give rise to arrogance and pride release their awareness in full natural state at the moment. So then pride, ego, and the rising, mindful awareness have to capture that or hold that, recognize, and then pride is the energy. See, have to recognize it itself is emptiness. Have to release it itself. So long as you release it itself, then recognition, the ego, recognition, mind is called awareness, and that mind is become, capture ego and dissolve ego, and then awareness become more strong. So same is like make the firewood become fire goes more strong. So you release ego, your awareness become more strong rising. So that's why emotion is the source of the wisdom rising. Then release their own awareness into its own natural state that moment. By recognizing awareness as it is, may they attain the wisdom of equanimity. So it's called create equanimity wisdom. Equanimity wisdom is, recognize ego pride, and then the awareness hold that release itself, ego pride is release itself, then that energy is rising or quality is rising to equanimity wisdom. So that's in this idea is also have to think about our human beings, okay? So our human being, I know who has highest level power, okay? Like materially highest level power, or then the politics is highest level positions. So these things is like the God's realm, okay, God's realm, where they're falling to in the heavens. So we recognize, okay, the politician highest powerful country is in the present. And citizens care them. So that is like in the human realm, this karma is happening. And then even you don't get in this life, if you get highest level position in the country, and then you die, where the person goes to heavens, because it's a karma. Okay, if you have like material gaining very powerful, you control everything. Okay, the material like this, we talk about how to say banks or and the stock market or these things or who control, and then very powerful persons these things and die falling on is hungry gods or in parents. So that's called this, karma is going cyclic existence. So in that way, is samsara is not too bad. So someone not always poor, suffering. That can become the highest level rich, but not always you rich. Because if you don't do good, it's you all the way go down again. So have a true, I think the nature of phenomena, the law of nature of phenomena, law. Country law, each country make the law, say illegal or is right or wrong, something. That is another level, okay, but another level, you have good lawyers, even you make many, illegals, you never get caught. Someone never do anything wrong, but they get caught. So that's the mistake, due to human beings, ignorance. In this law, never happen that. It's called natural law of phenomena. So long as you have this, the five afflictive emotion create something, and this result is happening within the samsara. So how you wanted to get out from this? Then we no need to destroy the karma, okay? Have to destroy or source. It's emotion. So emotion have to transform. Long as you transform emotion, and then you already beyond cyclic existence. The emotion tell us like this cyclic existence. So you cut one emotion, and other emotions naturally die together, because the five afflictive emotions underneath support each other. And as long as you have ability to carry one emotion, other emotions naturally die together. So that's why, as long as you have ability to hold anything, this five afflictive emotion talk about, any one you can hold ability, you release it itself. Use for mindful awareness. Mindful awareness, the transform or release emotions, you already free from that law of samsara. That's why it's only here is one solution we're sharing. One solution is only mindful awareness. Then by the power of my aspiration prayer, a Buddha, for those who competitive and argumentative tendencies, may they not fixate on enemies, but release fixation into its own place. So we releasing, fixation to enemy and loved ones is bring to oneness. But recognizing that awareness as it is, they realize unobstructed or accomplishing wisdom. So accomplishing wisdom is release this fixation and anger. I think this is anger. Or no, it's pride, ego. Then next is through the headlessness, draw naturality and distraction, and obscuration, stupor, and forgetfulness, laziness, and indifference due to ignorance. So this is called ignorance. Ignorance explained different ways. The result in wandering helplessly, lost in delusion, where is it go to? Is the animal realm. Delusion. That's a result is wandering helplessly, lost is animal realm. And by the power of my aspiration, prayer as Buddha, may the dark fog of ignorance and delusion, by despair, by the radiant light of clear mindfulness. So when the darkness, this ignorance wings rising, so recognize this. By the despair, by the radiant light is clear mindfulness. And may they attain the wisdom free of capture, forget, capture thought. Capture thought is like this dullness mind, foggy, ignorance rising, and mindful awareness recognize that, and then is the thoughts, ignorance thoughts is transformed to emptiness, or release it is emptiness. Capture thoughts. All sentient beings throughout the three realms. So with aspiration, prayer, all these six realms, three realms beings are in the grown nature equal to me, the Buddha. So like aspirations is these beings recognize the nature is the same as the Samantabhadra. So then Samantabhadra with already two different ways I already explained. And the best way is like, highest level is we have to be ourselves the Samantabhadra. When we chant this prayer, so you mind in the no-duality states, and then you chanting, we wishing every being reach to in the no-conceptual, no-duality states. So that's then you chant this prayer is come from in the no-duality state. It's more powerful. All sentient beings through all the three realms are the grown nature equal to me, the Buddha. Yet, due to forgetfulness, they have wandered into confusion. So, but the reason is that why these beings we are stuck in samsara. Due to forgetfulness, they have wandered into confusion. And the more they engage in meaningless actions, so all these six realm beings does everything in meaningless things. When we take birth to enter, actually die. Only when we recognize, when we die, we recognize, enter birth to enter die is everything is did meaningless thing. Until that, we don't recognize. Okay, so when we're ready to die, then all what we've done is recognize meaningless things. So all these six realm beings, drawing everything is meaningless. So this also we have to recognize, what we're doing. I'm doing meaningless or meaningful. So engage meaningless actions. The six karmic realms are like a deluded dream. So this six realm is actually delusion state. So same as dreaming. I too was not a Buddha from the beginning. Then says I too was not a Buddha from beginning means like we are, we have to recognize I am Buddha means we hold our own awareness. So we have to capture mind, hold our own awareness mind. So to charm the sixth class of being through skillful emanations. So then we aspiration. you know, like this, when we started yesterday the teaching, who never deluded the person, the Buddha Vajradhara, and then he, hold the awareness, Buddha Vajradhara, Dharma Dharma, actually Dharma Dharma, rising 5 wisdom is 5 family. Then starting 5 family to 42 peaceful deity, 58 wrathful deity, emanation, Sambhonakaya. And then rising many manifestation, benefit others. So we chanting this aspiration, same is like that, Buddha Vajradhara, in the Zambo. I hold my awareness and transform all this fire afflictive emotion, create all this, the Sambhonakaya and Namanakaya and benefit for all other beings. So that's the aspiration, to tame the 6 class of being through the skillful emanation. Through the excellent aspiration of Samantabhadra, may not a single sentient being be left out. So we aspirations are not one being, left out from the enlightenment. So everyone beings want to take to enlightenment. That intention we have to hold. So long as you have that intention, and then you hold the awareness Ripa, we don't have a choice. We're going to enlightenment. This prayer, like yesterday starting, we don't have a choice. Long as you have this intention, you hold the awareness Ripa, we're going to enlightenment. But may all awaken in the experience of Dharma, that automatic reality. So all beings in the, reaching this state, Dharma Dharma state, automatic state. Dharma Dharma automatic state is not somewhere else. Dharma Dharma automatic state means within our mind, and shut down all these delusions. And being is on the natural states. That is called Dharma Dharma states. So we have to recognize that, realize. Emaho, wonderful. Actually, Emaho means wonderful, amazing. So through the great strength of the complete yogis, so yogis means like who can hold the awareness and who has ability to stop this delusion. They who directly realize in a non-duality awareness, So this the realize the in a natural no-duality awareness. But the power of making this meta aspiration, then chanting this aspiration, may all sentient beings who hear it without exception from the 3 realms of cyclic existing attain Buddhahood. So if you have ability to chant this prayer, stay your mind natural state, no duality state, then you rising this prayer in your no duality state, rising this prayer, then that prayer who hears, that person also going to liberate. That is the power of Dharma Dhatu. So from the 3 realms of cyclic existing attain Buddhahood. During a solar or lunar eclipse, so then when you see these powerful prayers, like during a solar or lunar eclipse, that time is like energy is changing. Here, rumbles or the shifting of the earth, like earthquake, or at the time of a solar solstice or the New Year's. May they give rise to the mind of Samantabhadra within themselves. So that time chants this prayer, people get more strong connections because energy, is transforming, changing. Element also waking, something going on. So you chant the prayer and more powerful. If anyone recite or hears this, if you reciting this, everyone hears this, may it benefit all beings in the 3 realms. By the power of this yogic aspiration, may they be gradually freed from all suffering and automatic attain perfect Buddhahood. Thus it was spoken from the Tantra that expressed the profound, uncompound intention of Samantabhadra, the great perfection. Through the making of this powerful aspiration, it has been shown that no sentient being, however, wears the delusion less outside its escape. This is the 19th chapter, Samaya Jaja. So 19th chapter is one of the Tantra teaching. So this is the chapter 19th. And so now we finish all this aspiration prayer. So as requesting I have is transmission. So I do transmission this prayer. Thomas on you get those on book of some Jason around me, Molan, Chipajin, song, so as I called it of Jigay, of Jereven, the marriage of the Zambu Molan, the Jayan Boran, the Momorso de Sanya Show, and you can the master, and so you don't mean more than you can make me know, then you're not Sunday, Marais Jacoja. Council Simje Tamje, you may get a report and the Zambu, Jim, the Vajayat, then there's another Jumata, remember to market, there's a run at Jumake. Sola Nebala, Zomja Rami, the Yungala Jama, Tomi Shiva, the Tungami, Repasachamanga, Ojita, Yishima, Pomebal, Thomas Sanjeringa song, Dele Yishinta Debe, Sanji, Jazani, Sonjinga, Sanjare, Tandoruja Tamason, the Sejaran Termano. Sanjinga, Molanta, Cousin President Jera, Sorikamo, Jimola Jong, Trubajima, Sevara, Jasan, Kalankander, Nasotonga, Molam, Cousin President Jera, Tombarjo, Jana, Jalarepa, Mashave, Jayan Remi Tomewa, the Gamarin Joja, de la Heji Javale, Narashibasa, de la Dajin Tenji, Pajaraja de Valen, Kualos and Jumasa, the Lenimotonga, the Mula Jimmy, the Senjavaja, Jimmy Mara Ibas, Sanjay Malamja, and Yerubara Jisho, Maraiba, Shiba Tibi, Maraiba, Jesus in Baye, the Chicken Tamaranyes, and you can get Sanjay Molamja, Kovas and Jidam Jija, the Mebasa, Jesus in Bashibata. Burango Shibarjo, Nizan on the Shimatomojimale, Bajatomranges, and Ukidan Danjo, the Yungata Sabanye, Jabatu Beton, the Jitin Trubades, and the Lasanami, remember. Kanjadomojidas, genetic Yarima, Sanjima, Molamja, Jashibas and Dobudomasima, Dojashimasima, Shibarazo, Ribarazo, Kindoji, yours, Royal General, Shibaramoja, the Bale, Dungeon, Rabazi, Genetic members, and Yavasu Dorima, Sanjima, Molam. The president of Jagan Rabojibas, Palamazala, Guarazo, Senior Nest, Yishita Barshora, Barjubale, Jilanes and Mabel, Jatribus and Jibe, Dajin of the Dumano. Let them live in the Patonu Malaraja, something I belong to Jibes and Ina, the Seshibarazo, Ribarazo, Senior Yishita Barjo, and the Bajaja, the Musumale, Tazunes and Deba. So you love me as a Javan, the Sanjima Yamanja, Tazujimana, Razamazarazo, Ribarazo, Shibarazo, Senior, and Letomi, your Remita, Ibata, the Buddha Jibata, the Benjamin Zonja, Sanjima Yamanja, the Muslim Bala, the Mala, Dajane, Tomi, Shita, Sunjata Jakan, Yamanya, Dimitri Bejerazon, Tata Tumina. Mulanjuan, Sanjama, and Rotrabanda was a kind of some Mulanjes, and Yamalachi, Sanja Joao, Sinjanam Jerto Jinja, Drumiri Warazan, Molato Jinta, the Disanjita, Chivas of Nimosanja, Yadaja, Sama, Jada Sai Sama, Nimato, over there, and you can the Samoja, and the Juna, Sanjitam Jitan, Jadayamulan, the Marajutan, Tarasanja, over Jujis of the White, the Sabumas, and the Jule, Molato, which is up as Sanjitam, Sama Java, ever. Levet the Churgopa Samaya Ja. Thank you, everyone. So we finish with some prayer teaching. So what I shared the teaching yesterday and today is very short way to explain, and it's so many meanings. It's lots of meanings. Each sentence is not easy to explain. And also, when you receive one times, not enough, twice, not enough, 10 times, not enough. We need 1,000 times to receive this teaching. So never think, not Kingdom example prayer. Until you realize your own awareness, nature, until that we didn't know this prayer. So we just like the talk about something. and outside, but inside we never know anything still what they ask. And someone explained this is stupid, and then someone say, oh, these windows, doors, and this things, the top is grass, something like that. And there's a big pillar inside, but cannot explain what inside this pillar and all these prayers, what the object is inside there. So same thing, until we reach this our own experience, realize something, then until that we don't recognize this prayer truly. So that's why we have to receive many, many times. Then we can get, create more karmic connections. So that's why I'm sharing these teachings like many times. Every year we do like I think 4 or 5 times, but just actually have to do every year 100 times sharing this teaching. And otherwise we still don't understand. Last couple weeks ago I shared this in Sopro, but that time we don't use the Zoom and only the local people. So I'm sharing today here, and also different. When I share teaching, it's still different. There's lots of information they're learning. So you also heard this a couple of times already, but you hear again, it's different. And that's why this prayer has so much profound and meaningful. Okay, so the point is, don't think I know in the example prayer, Samantabhadra, I already receive, I don't need. Okay, until reaching enlightenment, we need again. This is the most powerful teaching and practice for the solution for our 5 afflictive emotion. Okay, so now we go to do the dedication prayer. I'm sharing the prayers in the screen share. Jang the Loba Naroba Marpa Mala Dharma Lorigambo Moto Lord to Gomba, please bestow upon us most auspicious bless our Kaji Lamas. By this virtue may achieve omniscience by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who travels on the waves of birth or the sickness of death cross the ocean of Samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where is humble may arise, where is moment not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are purified and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As a magician, they were all realized or always state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the manifold sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Tirikaya, by the blessing of the true or unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of indivisible Sangha, order may the Mary Asher bear fruit. By the virtue collected 3 times, by myself and all beings of Samsara and Nirvana, and by any rule of virtue, may I all sentient beings cultivating unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of Guru Trungpa Renachiri, whose omnipotent Lord of Dharma Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, until end of the Samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. So then next week, Friday evening, we have Vajakalaya empowerment in the Mexico City. And Saturday, Sunday, we have teaching and practice Vajakalaya. So see you tomorrow or see you in the next week. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day and good afternoon, evening, good night. Where you are, touch direct to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
感恩上师，
还有 Thank you Khenpo，
感恩上师，大喜
谢
得乐，
谢。
感恩上师，感恩
感恩上师，
感恩女士，
感恩上师，
吉祥如意。
吉祥如意，
大喜得乐。
感恩上师，大喜得乐，吉祥如意。
Thank you, Khenpo啦。
感恩上师。
愿我灵力力中时，尽除一切诸障碍，灭罪彼国阿弥陀经，我生日常。
感恩上